I hope she meets my ex-boyfriend and they keep each other from enjoying anything. What are early signs of an abusive partner? Begins with subtle attempts to control you. They may even make you feel special, as if they really care. The next stage is often less subtle attempts to demean your friends and slowly cut you off from them. Of course, it's cloaked in claims of loving you so much that they want what's best for you and that your friends aren't good enough for you. At first, any attempts to resist are met with played-up hurt feelings by the abuser and claims that you don't love them enough. It eventually evolves into verbal and emotional abuse. By the time the physical abuse cycle begins, it's often too late to emotionally extricate yourself from the relationship. Look what you made me do. Oof, this brought back bad memories. My ex would break all the things in his house and hit himself, then blame me for it cause I wanted to break up with him. It would be hard for them to accept no as an answer. Just gonna pop this here a second, men. You have as much of a right to say no. It doesn't make you less of a man. My ex was a scumbag and manipulated me into some unpleasant things. I didn't think I could say no because of both her being manipulative and society seeing me as less of a man for refusing sex. Not taking no for an answer and pushing boundaries, but acting like they're pushing you as a favor to you and it's for your own good. Even more subtle, overriding your opinions. My ex would literally say, "You don't want that, you want this," when doing things like choosing off a menu at a restaurant or picking out an outfit to VCS. It was so subtle I didn't really pick up on it as a red flag, but as time went on, I realized how it was a way of denying my autonomy, setting me up for attempts at greater levels of control. Edit. 50% of the replies agreeing that this is subtle and 50% thinking they would know better. Folks, abusers know how to test how far they can push things before you catch on. My ex never tried to override things I felt really strongly about. But like ordering in a restaurant, I don't really give a freak, so maybe they're right and I will like something else better. Might as well try. And that's how you fail to observe what in retrospect was a red flag. I work at a cafe and I saw this happen once. It was so subtle, but a couple came in, a big tall guy with a smaller girl, and she was ordering her salad and I asked her what dressing she wanted. She seemed sort of shy so it was hard to hear her, but she chose a salad dressing and her partner immediately stopped her and said, "No, no babe, you won't like that one. Pick something else. You don't know what you like as well as I do." I was shocked. If you can't have a mature conversation about the relationship and what you feel you need without being told you are actually the manipulative one, run, because they will try to tell you that you are manipulative to manipulate you into never saying your opinion. Edit. Thank you for the award and upvotes. Nice to know what I said made sense. Yeah, this one is an absolute mindfuck. Had me questioning my every word and action. It was so indescribably exhausting. If something hurt my feelings, then I was being a self-centered bitch and a crybaby. I also got thrown to the floor by my hair for trying to stop him hurting himself. It of course wasn't his fault. I knew he had PTSD and I just shouldn't have come up behind him. Guess I should have let him continue smashing his hand with my frying pan. WTF Brad, who even does that? I also tried to break up with him so many times I lost count, but it always got turned around as me abandoning him because of his mental illness. So yeah, adding another red flag. If they won't slash at you, break up with them. Freaking run. I just want to point out, breaking up with someone because they have a real serious illness, mental or otherwise, is okay. It's a shitty situation to be in, but it's okay to say this is too much, I can't do it, and walk away. A relationship is a partnership. Each person has the right to end it when they see fit. Doesn't make it suck any less when it happens to you, but it's still their right. Threatening to break up with you after every argument. Worse yet, threatening suicide if you break up with them. Is there any good way to deal with this? You obviously wouldn't want someone to commit suicide but still want to get out of the relationship, so is there anything you can say or do in that situation? I had a friend whose ex-husband did this to her. Her response was to immediately call him on his bullshit and press him. She told him, "Look, one of two things is happening. Either you really are suicidal or you're trying to make me feel bad for you because we are breaking up. If it's the second one, you're being a dick. You're trying to manipulate me because you know I still care about you even though we are not in a relationship. If it's the first, you need to let me know right this instance, because if so, I'm calling the cops and you're going to the hospital." Here's the most important part. She meant every word and he knew it. Essentially, she put him between a rock and hard place. He could either admit he was being manipulative, or he could say he needed to go to the hospital. The important part here is she was willing to follow through and he knew it. He only ever tried it once. They will find ways to separate you from friends and loved ones. Came here to tell this from personal experience. First, they always insist to come along when you are going with your friends. Then they start sulking and make you feel miserable for bringing them along until you decide not to go. My ex-wife, lol, would throw a fit if I did anything without her, even early on. But never wanted to actually go. If she did, she would make an excuse where we had to leave and throw a fit if we didn't. Ugh, my ex-wife as well. The most exhausting human on the planet. I hope she meets my ex-boyfriend and they keep each other from enjoying anything. Every early sign is not being able to take no for an answer. Romantic persistence is a sign that somebody is not going to be able to respect boundaries. Controlling behavior, always assuming control, and undermining your ability to do anything yourself. Near the end of my last relationship, I couldn't even pick the correct things when grocery shopping. He'd immediately pick it up out of the cart, and then start lecturing me about making sure I'd picked the cheapest option. "You could have gotten this instead, put that back, we'll get it somewhere else," etc. As a grown woman, being lectured about my choice of chicken in the middle of a grocery store was super embarrassing. Now, I buy whatever the hell I want and it's amazing how liberating something so simple can feel. If it's never their fault, especially watch out for fake apologies that don't actually acknowledge fault or carefully deflect blame back onto you. "Look, I'm sorry you seem to have a problem with how awesome I am and you can't make a decent sandwich." Gets angry and offended when confronted about their own issues and gaslights you into saying sorry or that it is you who has to do better in the end. Yep, they start by saying you are wrong. When you prove them they are wrong, it's pity parade time. "Yeah, you're always right. I'm just so stupid and shitty. You are so much more clever than me." And in a clap, they became the victim. And then you start walking on eggshells and hyper-evaluating what you say before you say it, because you're never quite sure what's going to set them off and turn into a fight. But if you ever try to open up to them about how you feel like you're having to walk on eggshells around them, it becomes your fault. That's not healthy to do. How could you think so little of them, to feel like you need to do that? Why would you act that way around them? And suddenly a discussion about your feelings turns into a fight about how you've hurt them. Again. Rinse and repeat. Make it difficult for you to meet/connect/spend time with family or friends. What's the opposite of this? I practically beg my girlfriend to go spend time with her friends, and anytime she does, super rare, she's like, "I feel bad leaving you alone." Edit for clarification. There are no issues at all with me hanging out with my friends without her. I do it plenty and it has never been a problem. Codependence would be the word. Just be gentle with her and let her know you love her, but that it's healthy to see other people too. She'll probably realize that and start spending more time with friends, and it won't be a massive issue. "I love you, but I think it's time you see other people." May need some slight adjustments in wording. Your feelings don't matter, and no matter what happens, everything is your fault. You're trying to talk about a problem and by the end of the conversation you're the one apologizing. My ex-boyfriend never once uttered the words, "I'm sorry" straightforwardly. If anything, it was always, "I'm sorry you feel that way." Edit. I didn't expect this to blow up the way it did, but I just wanted to say that everyone sharing their experiences here is a strong, beautiful soul, and I hope things get better for each and every one of you. Acting extra nice the next day because they know they were wrong, but can't bring themselves to apologize with words. Oh yeah, the classic. Luring you into thinking things might get better, only to pull the exact same shit again a week later. 1. Hates your friends, relatives and will repeatedly make critical comments to isolate you. 2. Picks fights over silly things to test boundaries. 3. Makes out that they're the only one who cares about you to make you stay/rely on them. 4. Repeatedly brings up the favors they've done to get you to comply. 5. Makes promises they never keep, even the little ones, because it makes you look crazy and abusive when you get upset. 6. Subtle criticism of your clothes, body and behavior, so you'll be worn down and have low self-esteem because it makes you more compliant. 7. Gaslighting, so you question your sanity. 8. Controlling the income/stealing money, so you rely on them. 9. Spreading lies to those in your inner and outer circle to isolate you. This isn't an exhaustive list, just some of what I went through before the abuse escalated to sexual and physical abuse. Forgive yourself because you won't see the warning signs until it's too late. My ex went so far as to blame a medical condition for him raping me. He never had that condition. It just fit his narrative so he could blame me. Edit to add, I also couldn't have a social life and go out with friends, but he could. If they behave badly towards the people they feel most comfortable with, parents, siblings, close friends, they may be an absolute angel with you now that you're still in the beginning, but when they get comfortable with you too, they'll treat you the same. My relationship with my family has caused my past partners to stop and think. I understand why. Family is important to most people, and the idea that I have such disdain for my own is weird. But that family was neglectful, abusive, cruel, manipulative, and ruined my life without me even realizing it. Years into being single again, I've come to realize the truth about my childhood, and feel that about only healthy thing I can do with them is never speaking to them again. My life is deeply affected by all of the wrong lessons childhood and adolescence taught me. In spite of all this, I've done my absolute best to be an objective, reasonable, and fair partner. I don't know that I've been successful. After all, I've been on my own now the longest time since I started dating. Anyway, I just wanted to say, I see why this is a red flag. But there are those of us out here who are damaged, for a reason, who know it, and who refuse to let their broken side overcome their good sense. When every ex is crazy. Yep, every ex, and also random other people, are either crazy or rude or stupid. Colleagues, shop assistants, family members, wait staff, yada yada. It's always other people causing incidents, whether real or perceived. Edit, forgot to include, also avoid is jealous, incompetent, negligent, ignorant, immature, toxic, social climber, wannabe, etc. All the things said to them about them, they project. Every ex was crazy. Every boss ever was a dick. They didn't graduate because of that one professor who hated them after they corrected them on their mistake. Their siblings don't talk to them because they're jealous of their success. They had friends once, but they were toxic and they don't need that kind of drama in their lives. They don't go to this and that place because the bartenders are awful. Generally, the world is out to get them because they are too nice. I always say, if it smells like shit everywhere you go, it might be time to check the bottom of your shoe. Anyways, this is absolutely a two-way relationship. We make good videos, you like them, So don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.